Hello. This is a dramatic reading. This is a true story about me, my friend Katie, Julie, and my new friend, Mr. Peanuts. One day, me and my friend Katie went to the zoo. We went up to the person manning the front desk and paid for our tickets. He told us, "Have a nice day." And we went into the zoo. Then we went and saw some aminals. When we were looking at the lion cage, we saw they had really big you-know-whats. And I got hard, and Katie got wet. Then we met our good friend Julie, and she saw the you-know-whats, and got wet too. Julie said she wanted to take one of those lions, you-know-whats, into her butt, lol. We told her she was crazy, but we both really wanted it too. Then we went and saw vultures, and they were all corn and shit. Then we went to see the elephants. They had big you-know-whats too. Then we went and saw the lizards, but I don't like lizards, so I didn't go. As I stood outside, I saw the elephants from outside, and I saw their you-know-whats, and my you-know-what got a you-know-what, and I started rubbing it. People saw me and were all like, "What are you doing?" And I said I was waiting for a friend. And I started rubbing myself again, because I saw the elephants. They went out of the lizard cage and started rubbing my you-know-what to the elephant and got really excited. They pushed me up against a tree, and we made out. It tasted funny, because I just ate a slushie, and I could taste the blueberries still, but it was still good because we made out. I said I wanted to go visit the elephants, and they said okay. And that made me happy, because the elephants were very large and liked to eat peanuts, lol. So we went to the elephant cage, but we first passed the lion cage, and I got another you-know-what. Then we passed the vulture cage, and they were still all corn and shit. We finally got to the elephant cage, and I decided that I was going to take all my clothes off and jump into the elephant cage, and suck their you-know-whats and put them in my butt, lol. I started to strip, and Julie told me she was going to do it too, and I told her to stop copying me, but I never saw a girl naked before, so I thought I might be able to see her naked and have sex with her after she took her clothes off, and that would be nice, because it's never happened to me before. Katie said she didn't like being the only one who wasn't going to have sex with an elephant, so she joined us too. I climbed down the long wall first. My you-know-what got straight when I slid down, so now it has rocks and it's bleeding, but it's okay because I have superpowers and fixed myself. Then Katie went down and she had the same problem, but with her massive boobs. They were triple D 32 cups. I fixed her too. Then Julie went down and she didn't have any problem because she doesn't have either of those things. Then we went up to the elephant. They smelled really nasty, but they had such nice you-know-whats. I took the tip of the elephant named Mr. Peanuts into my mouth. He looked very surprised, but he stayed still. I swirled his massive elephant cock around with my tongue, taking him in and out, as he stretched my throat until the point where I was ready to burst. His lovely cock stretched down into my stomach, where he caved and filled me up. His cock was like an unattended fire hose, spraying everywhere, with no one to control it. Katie went up to an elephant named Miss Republican, and saw she had a vagina. She crawled into it and started licking when she found the end of that wet, slippery, endless void. The elephant paraded around and stomped into light, crushing tens of hundreds of squirrels. She cried out in ecstasy and could hear Katie's quiet, muffled moans through the crotch of the elephant. She was really enjoying herself. Then Julie found two elephants. One was Mr. Peanuts, and the other was Mr. Dick-Nose. She started sucking one, but Mr. Peanuts was still horny, so he went up behind her and stuck her cock into his ass. They started rhythmically pounding Julie. She wasn't touching the ground anymore. She was being held up by the cock in her ass and mouth. Suddenly, one elephant, Mr. Dick-Nose, gave out a huge cry. Cum sprayed everywhere, but in intermittent bursts, as if being blocked. And out of this enormous being's enormous cock, a girl came. She had black hair and peekaboo bangs. Oh my God! That was orgasmic, she said. We looked at her and realized it was Denna, who we all knew, but went out of her way to avoid because she was really a bitch and a midget, but nobody wanted to say anything because she would get mad and tell the teacher on us. She waddled over to us like a small penguin with only feet and no legs, her peekaboo bangs going peeka but not boo. She was naked too, but covered in elephant cum. Julie looked at us and had a strange feeling. Suddenly, her clit became a cock. Katie looked at us with a feeling of dissatisfaction as if she was jealous. You guys always get the cool stuff, she laughed. Suddenly, her face grew twisted and a huge smile. She started thrusting forward, her huge boobs clapping with every thrust. Then suddenly, bam! She suddenly had her clit turned into a massive throbbing cock, as if the African gods took pity upon this poor white bitch. Her twisted smile turned evil, and she looked at me and I said, Katie, no! And she bent me over and started fucking me while Julie came in front of me, and their huge nigger cocks went down into my throat and my ass, touching each other when they were halfway through. They came as they touched, filling my intestinal tract with even more cum. I'd be shitting cum for weeks. Dana sat in the corner jacking off while Maria watched. Then Dumbledore, who worked at the zoo but didn't want anyone to know, came in and said, What the hell are you motherfuckers doing? And we said, Nothing. And he left. We went back to the elephants, focusing on their ani now. They were coated in layers of hard, but moist, dung, as we took our fists and started to punch their innards. As we fisted these magnificent beasts, they cried out in ecstasy and coated us in elephant shit. Katie, Julie, and I laid down, coated in elephant shit and cum, smiling as the elephants took turn, taking their cocks and putting them in each of our mouths. It was like musical chairs, but with cocks, and shit-cover minors, and no music. And that was the first time I rode an elephant cock and started going to the zoo.